Hi, and welcome back to Cymax FinTech Weekly Market Insight. This is part two where we look sort of the week ahead. Okay, so what's out this week? So it's PMI week. But before we get into that, so Australia and New Zealand changed their clocks the weekend. Just be aware of that. We're also going to get rate decisions from Australia and New Zealand, more than likely unchanged, I would guess, at the moment. But India possibly raising by 25 basis points. Australia also is going to release housing data and their trade balance. Some data coming out from the US this week, obviously, despite Friday being Easter Friday, Good Friday. So we've got in the US PMI, ISM, so we're going to see some good manufacturing data there. JOLTS, so we're going to see how many jobs are available. ADP is going to give us a bit of insight into NFP that's out on Friday. At the moment, sort of looking probably around about 240,000 jobs. But, you know, for me, that's sort of pretty standard at the moment. I'm much more interested in the average weekly hours that are worked, the hourly earnings, because, you know, that's all inflationary stuff. And, of course, the unemployment rate. Now, you know, not just the unemployment rate, but I do like to look at the job openings versus the unemployed ratio as well, you know, because it has touched almost 2 to 1 at times. You know, again, sort of, I know I mentioned it before, but these jobless claims, you just got to keep an eye on them because I can imagine that they're going to start to increase. And of course, just be aware that, you know, because we're coming up to Easter weekend, an extended break, so it's quite likely we're going to see lighter volume because the school kids are off as well, which could lead to higher volatility. So just, you know, just be careful how you sort of go into your trades this week. Now, in the UK, we haven't got much out, only PMI. In the EU, we've got PMI and PPI, which is February's. Germany, again, PMI. Japan's got some manufacturing data coming out. And, of course, PMI. Canada, we're going to see some employment data. China, PMI again, and also we're going to see their unemployment rate, which continues to be low. Now, you know, for me, I mean, rate hikes for many countries, I just think they're going to pause them soon, and hopefully they're going to come up with a wait and see approach. Otherwise, they're bound to overshoot and just push economies into recession. You know, have they got a choice though? Because it's so difficult for them at the moment to bring that inflation down. For me personally, I see a lot of that as profiteering from the companies. Okay, so Nasdaq's back into bull trend after rallying 20% from the lows. S&P ended Q1 testing the Fib golden ratio. That's from sort of Feb's high to March's low. And the Fib's round about 4,088 there. Nasdaq ended the quarter at 2023 high so far. Now WTI was pushing up during the week, and it sort of got up to $75, and you know it keeps ranging, and it's gone back into its previous range of 72.82. The only thing is we've got to be careful of is I can foresee a spike Sunday evening carrying on into next week, where OPEC have decided to cut production by over 1 million barrels a day. Also, we're looking at gold that hit $2,000. The DIX is around about 102. You know, it got up to its high towards the end of last year of 111. Earlier this year, it touched 100. So it's hovering. You know, the dollar's not great at the moment. You know, especially the banking crisis didn't help there. But also the expectations that there may not be many more sort of Fed increases to come in the rates. But, you know, that could be the same globally now, which I think is to a degree a little bit funny. is the fact that Bitcoin seems to have been one of the biggest gainers from this recent banking crisis. It's trading back up now at 28,000, which is interesting. Okay, so that's it for this part. The next part 3, is where we give our macro outlook. So I hope you'll stay with us and look at that one.